Good morning, children. Welcome to our YouTube classes, my dear children. We all know that because of COVID-19, the world has suffered a lot, children, and still it is suffering. For the students, the proportion is little different, my dear children. That is why the students in India are facing the lack in learning process. The government of Karnataka, to cope up the lack in learning process, has started the YouTube classes along with DD1 classes, my dear children. So in DD1 classes, it has been telecasting the lesson, different lessons accordingly to the class wise. So to cope up this lack, our beloved Swamiji, Dr. Shivamurthy Shivacharya Mahaswamiji, is also suggested us to go with the YouTube classes in order to cope up the lack of the learning process of our children in our institutions with the YouTube classes, children. That is why that we have been using the YouTube classes since 2 to 3 months, my dear children, to make your learning process better and better. I hope that you are all enjoying and you are all making use of the technology and making your learning experiences better, children. So in today's class that we are going to read one of the 9th standard poem, my dear children. So before going to start my today's class, I would like to share an eye-opening incident which had happened in front of me in the last few years back, my dear children. So what happened once I was walking on the road, my dear children. When I was walking, a girl was trying to cross the road. A speedy vehicle which was going very faster and faster, children, that hit the girl. And that girl was severely injured and she met with an accident and she was unconscious because of the speed the vehicle has hit her. Me and others rushed to help the girl and took the girl to the hospital. When she was taken to the hospital, maybe it was the bad luck of that girl, the doctor told that her leg has to be cut because of the severe breakage of the bone. The girl was disappointed and even the parents of the girl also disappointed, children. After a few days, the doctor nursed the girl and she made her wound was recovered, but the leg which was lost because of the accident was not recovered, children. When she come back to home and she was taking rest, I went to her, talk to the girl. Along with that, some of her friends are also come to me to talk to the girl. And the name of that girl was Sunita, children. When I was talking to the girl, that she was crying, children. In the same way, after some time, I talked to her and I started to talk to her parents. And that girl was talking to her friend and she was cursing the God. Just I listened what that she is speaking and why she is cursing the God. When she was talking to her friend, children, she was cursing the God, she was abusing the God for that type of condition today. The God has no mercy. That is why that He has given this much of trouble to me. That's what that she was telling to her friend. But I was surprised, my dear children. Do you know why? The girl whom she was talking to was physically disabled. She was trying to convince her, Sunita, why are you worrying this much? I don't have the leg since my birth. And there are so many people in the society who are called physically challenged, who don't have the organs. Some people, they don't have the eyes. Some people, they don't have arms, legs like this. We can see many of the people, so many people around us. What do you think about those people who don't have the arms or the organs, some organs in their body? So we have to be contented with what we have with us. Why do you curse or why do you blame the Creator or why do you blame the God? This is our fate. So we have to be happy what we have with us now. So if you are careful, while crossing the road, you might have not come to this condition today. Before that you have every organs. You know, you are cursing because that you lost your leg because of the accident. Just think for the while about those people who don't have the organs till their birth. So when she tried to convince her that she was little, felt revealed, and she started to think about those people who do not have the organs throughout their life. So likewise, children, we have to be very happy because that we have the God has given all the organs in the right way. Got it? So why was Sunita very upset with the God or angry with the God? Yes, you are right, because of that accident, because by that accident she lost her leg now. That is why that she was cursing the God. Was she right in cursing the God? No. Because that was her mistake. Am I right? Because of her mistake that she has lost the leg. And one more thing, children, we have to lead the contented life, okay, with whatever the thing that what we have. So what Sunita did is not right. Am I right, children? So this is what that I wanted to share with you, my dear children. You might have know this type of or you might have also experienced this type of incidents in your surroundings, my dear children. So my suggestion is that we should be very happy, we should feel happy, or we should live comfortable life with whatever the thing that what we have or whatever the thing that what we have possessed now. We should not blame others. Am I right? If we keep on blaming others, we can't get the satisfaction in life, my dear children. The things will happen. Okay, whatever the things is going on, okay, that we are not responsible for that. The situation, the condition, or the circumstances made somebody to suffer to that particular moment. Am I right? That is why we should not worry about that, and we should not curse on others' children. Got it? So like this, we should be thankful to the God for giving all these organs, and we should be thankful to the God for giving birth to us. Got it? If God has not given the birth, if He has not grateful to us children, that we might have might have not taken the birth on the earth, my dear children. So as a human being that we are living on the earth here, so this is the gift of God. That is why we should be grateful to the God, my dear children. You might have seen so many people are they don't have organs, children. They lost their different organs, so that they also suffering a lot in their life. So that is why when compared to those people, we are blessed with every organs. That is why we should not curse anybody. We should be thankful to God. Am I right? Whom do we thankful to? Whom do we thankful, my dear children? Yes, you are right. We should be very thankful to the God. Who is the God? He is the Creator. Am I right? Why should we be thankful to the God? Because that He has given the life to us, isn't it? Yes. In the same way, children, that we have a poem called A Gratefulness in 9th standard. Have you seen? Yes. See, children, that we have a poem called A Gratefulness. Got it? And this poem is written by Joseph T. Rinaldi. In this poem, that the poet is going to describe why we should be grateful and to whom that we should be grateful. Okay, the poet is trying to describe all the qualities and the attitude of the human being. How should be the attitude of the human being towards the God in the poem, children. Got it? Shall we learn the poem? Shall we learn? Yes. Then all of you open your textbook, page number 44. Have you opened now? Yes. Before that, children, this poem is for memorization. I hope yes, that you will go through and observe the poem neatly while I am explaining, children. After that, in your home, you practice and this poem will be asked for 4 marks, children, in your final examination or in every test and midterm examinations, children. So, keep in your mind, before going to start the poem, that I will recite, children. First I will recite. You go word by word, line by line, my dear children. If you find any new words or difficult words while I am reading, children, just you underline those words. After that, I will give you the meaning of those words. Got it, children? Okay, shall we start? Yes. See, who is the poet of this poem, children? Yes, you are right. The poet of this poem is Joseph T. Rinaldi. He is an American poet, and keep in your mind, children, he is a great artist too. See here. Originally from Windber, Pennsylvania, has spent 40 years in the field of education. Joseph T. Rinaldi has spent more than 40 years in the education. Since his retirement, he spent much of his time in the visual arts, especially writing, painting, drawing and woodcraft. Okay. His popular poems are Binding Relationship, A Birthday Greeting and A Bountiful Harvest. He is author of A Willing Wind, A Tale of Love and Obsession and an Assortment of Poetry. His poem Graduation Day is the most read of all the poems he has written. See, my dear children, Graduation Day is one of the familiar poems which was read in most number of the readers of this poetry. Such a familiar poet is Joseph T. Rinaldi. Let us start what and how he has described the qualities of different organs and what he has described in the poem. Shall we start? Yes. All of you open your textbook, page number 44. Children. I am grateful for the eyes that I can see, activities that can be done by me. I am grateful for the eyes that can see, the activities that can be done by me. I am grateful for the ears that I may hear the sobbing of those who need me near. I am grateful for the lips that I might speak words of comfort and peace to all who see. I am grateful for a mind that I might know how to hate those who need me so. I am grateful for the hands that I might do some arduous or simple task for you. I am grateful for the ability to always pray to give me the strength and guidance every day. I am grateful for one thing, all else above, that I was given a heart that I may love. I repeat again, children. I am grateful for the eyes that I can see, the activities that can be done by me. I am grateful for the ears that I may hear the sobbing of those who need me near. I am grateful for the lips that I might speak words of comfort and peace to all who seek. I am grateful for a mind that I might know how to hate those who need me so. I am grateful for the hands that I might do some arduous or simple task for you. I am grateful for the ability to always pray to give me the strength and guidance every day. I am grateful for one thing, all else above, that I was given a heart that I may love. See, look at the poem, children. Read the poem silently for 5 minutes. After reading, let us go by para. Okay, let us go by para. Shall we? Yes. Before that, see there that we come across some new words in this paragraph, my dear children. Yes, there are some words. Yes, somebody said sobbing. Very good. What do you mean by sobbing? Yes, you are right. Sobbing means crying. Good. Comfort. Yes. To make somebody who is worried to feel better. Comfort. Just like consoling. Samadhana ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, that is comfort. Aid. A-I-D. Aid means, yes, help. Arduous. What do you mean by arduous, children? Yes, you are right. Arduous in the sense, some work which need more effort, children. Here, involving a lot of effort or energy to do the work. That is called arduous task. See, there is a word, arduous in the sense, difficult task in that way. Okay? Yes. Then what do you mean by grateful? Yes, you are right. Grateful means thankful. Got it? I hope that you have read the poem silently for a few minutes, children. Yes. Have you read? Yeah. Before going to see the meaning of these paragraphs line by line, children, yes, that I would like to ask a few questions regarding this poem. See, who is the speaker of the poem? Yes? In this poem, children, we can see somebody is speaking there. See, I am grateful for the eyes that I can see. You know, somebody is speaking in the poem. Who is that? Very good. Yes, the speaker of the poem is the poet. Am I right, children? Who is the speaker here? Very good. He is a speaker, is poet. Whom does he talking to? Whom does he speaking to, children? Yes, the poet is speaking here. To whom he is speaking to? Or to whom he is speaking about? See, I am grateful for the eyes that I can see. Here, he is thanking somebody, children. Very good. Whom he is thanking? You are right, children. He is thanking to God or the Creator. Am I right? The Almighty. Got it, children? Yes. So why he is thankful? Why does the poet says that he is thankful to God? Yes, you're right. The poet is expressing his gratitude, his gratefulness to the God because the God has provided all these organs. Got it? He has provided the organs now. See, he says that I am grateful for the eyes that I can see. Got it? He has provided the different organs. What are the organs that the God has, the Creator has gifted to us, children? See, the poet says that he has. Very good. Come on, list out. List out. What organs the poet has listed out here? Yes, eyes. Very good. Then ears. Very good. Then lips, legs, then hands, heart. Got it? Like this. The poet is listing out the organs which are blessed by the Creator or the God. Am I right, children? Yes. So, here, yes, you are right. The poet is describing about the organs which were gifted by the God to us. And how he is describing those organs to you? See there. Very good. Somebody said the poet is describing that how we should use the organs, okay, in a right way. God has blessed the God blessed us with some organs, eyes, heart, legs, and okay, lips, ears. These are all the organs gifted by the God. And how we should utilize these organs in a right way. That is what described in the poem by the poet here. Am I right? Yes. Okay. Shall we learn in detail? Okay. Shall we go para by para, children? Yes. Before going to move to the first stanza, children, the special feature of this poem, children. Okay. Feature. Got it? I am not talking about the description or what the poet has described in the poem here. Now I am asking the outline. Got it? The outline of the picture is suggesting something to us here. Can anybody guess? Can anybody guess what speciality that you can identify by this poem, children? In this poem? Yes? You want clue? It's a 14-line poems. Very good. Yes. Somebody said it's a sonnet. Very good, children. Yes. In English, 14-line poems are called sonnet. Got it? That too, the Shakespearean. This is a Shakespearean sonnet, children. It's a trend of Shakespearean sonnet. That is why it is in the form of 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 2. Look at it. First 4 lines are the first stanza, second stanza, third stanza, and the last 2 lines are called couplet. 4 plus 2. 3 quatrains and a couplet. These are all the style of Shakespearean sonnet, children. Okay. Sonnet means 14-line poem. Okay. Yes. Shall we start? Shall we see the first stanza? Oh, okay. See there. I am grateful for the eyes that I can see, the activities that can be done by me. Why was the poet grateful to his eyes? Grateful in the sense? Very good. Thankful. Okay. Runiyagidene nanu. Yavudakke? To the eyes. Who blessed him with the eyes? The God has blessed him the eyes now. So, we can see everything, children. We can see the good and bad and everything around that we can see. But he is suggesting us, children, I am grateful for the eyes that I can see, the activities that can be done by me. We have to use these eyes to look what I have done around us. What good things that I have done in the society. In that way that I have to use my eyes to look. We should not use our eyes to look the bad or identify the bad things in other children. We have to use the eyesight in a positive way. That's what the poet is suggesting here. Am I right? See, I am grateful for the eyes that I can see the activities that can be done by me. Activities in the sense, children, yes, underline the word, yes, line there. Activities in the sense, whatever the things that we do many things now. ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆ got it? ಅವುಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನನ್ನ ಕಣ್ಣನ್ನು ಬಳಸ್ತೇನೆ. ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ? Since I birth, what I have done. Got it? To look at that I use my eyes. In a sense, in order to introspect myself, the poet is suggesting and he is describing that he is going to use his eyes to introspect himself about what he has done throughout his lifespan. Like this, that he is using his eyes. To that purpose that he is using his eyes. In a sense, he is suggesting, children. This is a suggestion given by the poet here that we have to use the God-gifted organs in a right way, that too for the good purpose. Got it, my dear children? Okay, just you write this here. The poet is suggesting that we should use our organs to the good purpose only. Got it? Okay. See, and I hope that you have understood the first two lines here. And then, I am grateful for the ears that I may hear the sobbing of those who need me near. See, I am grateful for the ears. Ears in the sense, God, that I may hear the sobbing of those who need me near. Sobbing in the sense that we come to know the meaning of that particular word called sobbing. Am I right? What do you mean by sobbing, children? Yes, you are right. Crying. Kasta annardhalli. Alulu. Got it? So we should use our ears to listen the crying. What do you mean by crying here? Okay, not weeping, children. Alodalla. Kastagalu. The difficulties. We should use it in a positive way. We should listen to the difficulties of others, the problems of others who are suffering. There are so many people, children, in the society. So many people are suffering with the different types of problems, children. If possible, yes, try to redeem, sort out, solve the problems of those people, and use your here to listen the problems of those people are the people who are suffering from the society. That is what the poet is telling. He used that we have to use our here to listen the problems of the people of the society. Got it, my dear children? See, so here I hope that you have understood the first paragraph, children. Understood? So if we sum up the first stanza, how do we sum up? Yes, that we can sum up like this, children. Okay, the poet is describing, the poet suggests that we should use our eyes to look whatever the activities that we have done in the society, and we should use our ears to listen the problems of others. Got it? Got it, children? Yes, I hope that you have understood the first paragraph, children. Yes, they may ask like this, children. Why should the poet grateful to his ears and eyes? Why is the poet grateful to his ears and eyes? Like this, that we may ask 1-2 marks question, children. Yes, write down this question, children. Why is the poet grateful to his eyes and ears? Got it? Have you understood, children? Should we move on to the next one? Okay. See. I am grateful for the lips that I might speak words of comfort and peace to all who seek. See, why is the poet grateful to his lips? See, my dear children here, the poet is grateful to his eyes and ears because he can use those organs to do some good activities in the society. Okay, he can use his eyes to look the good things, and he can use his ears to listen the good things and to listen the problems of others. For that purpose, he uses organs. And in the second paragraph, that he used to say that he is describing that he used to use his lips to speak. See that. I am grateful for the lips that I might speak. The God has gifted the lips to me, gifted the lips, and that I use the lips to speak the good words, the words of comfort, peace to all who see. See here, in the sense, the poet is suggesting this. Got it? He says that he is using the lips to speak good words. In the same way that he is suggesting us, yes, make use of your lips to speak good words or to comfort the others. Comfort in the sense, yes, to make someone feel better. That we had seen the meaning now. Yes, and in the same way, ಸಮಾಧಾನ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ, ಬೇರೆಯವರಿಗೆ ಸಂತೈಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ. Got it? So, the same lip can be used in a different way. We may speak the bad words in the same lips at the same way that we can speak the good words with our lips too. Am I right? So, we have to use it for better purpose. If we speak rubbish, nobody will like us and nobody will come to us. If we speak politely, gentle, in a gentleness, with a soft nature, everybody will come to us and make friend with us. In the same way, you also, my dear children, while you are speaking to your friends, yes, we should have to speak with a good words, and we have to speak in a very comfortable way. That I often see when you are in a field that you used to quarrel yourself and you use some unconstitutional words. That I have often seen, I often heard you. That is not a good habit. Okay. Don't use your lips. Why do you pollute your beautiful lips which were gifted by the God to use the bad words, children? You use the good words. speak good words. Use at least try to comfort others. Use in order to make others comfortable or ಸಂತೈಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಮಾಧಾನ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಬಳಸಬಾರ್ದು? Got it? Yes. See, I use the poet says that he used his lips to speak words of comfort, and indirectly that he is suggesting us to use your lips to, yes, for the good purpose. Got it, children? Yeah. Yes. I am grateful for a mind that I might know how to hate those who need me so. See, I am grateful for the mind. Mind in the sense? Yes. Manassu. Got it? In the same way, buddhi antano aguttಲ್ವಾ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ? Yes, you are right. So, he is grateful for the mind given by the God, which help him to others. I am grateful for the mind that I might know how to hate me. Hate me in the sense, help those who need me so. In the sense, the God has given with a good heart, mind of helping nature. That is why that I used to help the others. That is why I am grateful for the God too, for giving me a good mind. Isn't it? So the poet is thankful to the God for giving him a mind which he used to help others, and he is grateful to the God for giving him a lips which he used to speak good words to the others. Got it? In the same way, eyes and ears in the first paragraph. Got it, children? So here, in this second paragraph, children, the poet is grateful to the God for providing him the lips and mind, which he used to help the others, which he used to speak good words to others, and which he used to aid or help the others. Got it, children? Yes, I hope that you have understood the second paragraph too, children. Have you understood? Yes, good. Yes. Let's move on to the third one, children. Okay? Shall we move on to the third paragraph, children? Yes. So, write down the question, children. Why does the poet grateful to the lips and mind? Why was the poet grateful to his lips and mind? Okay. Yes. Yes. Let's go on to the next one. Have you understood the second paragraph? Okay. So let us see what the poet is going to describe in the third paragraph, or for what things that he is grateful in the next paragraph. I am grateful for the ants that I might do some arduous or simple task for you. Look at the lines here. He is grateful for the ants that I might do some arduous or simple task for you. Why he is grateful to his ants? See, he is grateful to his ants because that he can do some arduous, some difficult, some hard work for you, to you in the sense, very good, to the helpless. Here you, the word you suggest, children, you is none other than the helpless people in the society. Got it? The poet is thankful to the God for providing him, for gifting him the hand which he is using to help the poor in the society or helpless in the society. See, he is grateful to his hands which he can do the hard work to you. You here, it's a symbol, it gives the meaning, symbolic meaning both the God and the people who are in problem, are in distress, are in the helpless people of the society. Got it, children? Yes. Why he is grateful to his hands, children? He is grateful to his hands because that he can do some arduous in the sense a tough work or a hard work for the others. In the same way, he continues, see there, children, I am grateful for the ability to always pray to give me the strength and guidance every day. See it, children. Oh God, I am grateful for the ability to always pray. ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ನೀನು ನಿನ್ನನ್ನು ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಶಕ್ತಿನೂ ನನಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೀಯಾ, ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ನಾನು ನೋಡಿ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್, if the people have everything, they might have forget the God, children. But here the poet is not doing so. Yes, you have given all these things, my God. Okay, it doesn't mean that I have forgotten you. I never forget you ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ನೋಡಿ. See here, I am grateful for the ability to always pray. I used to pray always. I used to pray the God always, and to give me the strength and guidance every day. Do you know why I am grateful? You have given me the strength of quality of prayer to give me more strength to do some good work in our society or in around me. See, children, the poet is grateful for the ability to pray to give the strength and guidance every day. In a sense, he is requesting the God, children. He is requesting the God to take him in the right path. See, as I told, if we have everything, that we will be stubborn and we will become very proud children. That we start to forget God if we have everything. So that should not occur. We should not forget God, because the entire life is the gift of God. That's what the poet is suggesting here. Got it? Yes. See, have you understood the third paragraph, children? Okay, if we sum up the third paragraph, that we can conclude like this. In the third paragraph, the poet is grateful to his hands, which that he can do some arduous or hard work to the society, and also that he is grateful to pray in order to pray the God to give him more strength to do the hard work in the society. Got it, children? So they may ask the question like this, children. What does the poet use his hand for? So I repeat again, children. What does the poet use his hand for? Okay. Write this question and write the answer for this. For what purpose that the poet uses his hand for, children? Yes, you are right. He uses his hand to do the hard work. Some arduous. There is a word now. What is arduous there? Very good. Some tough task, some tough work. Okay. Or the work which needed more energy. Got it? Yes. I am grateful for one thing, all else above, that I was given a heart that I may love. See, now the entire poem is taking a turn. The tone of the poem is changing here, children. See here. I am grateful for one thing, all else above, that I was given a heart that I may love. All of a sudden, the poet is speaking with another aspect, my dear children. See, this is called the special features of the Shakespearean poems, my dear children. the entire poem, entire 12 lines is all of a sudden is taking the gist, all of a sudden is taking the conclusion in the last 2 lines. See there, children. I am grateful for one thing. ಇದೆಲ್ಲಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವಸ್ತುವನ್ನು ನನಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಋಣಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದೇನೆ. God, I am grateful for you more than for one thing. I am grateful for one thing all else above. ಇವೆಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ that you have gifted me a different thing, my God. For that I am really grateful. Do you know what? What is that, children? Yes, you're right. That I was given a heart that I may love. See, look at the thing here, children. The poem is grateful to the God for another extraordinary thing the God has gifted to every human being, not only the poet, children. We have to analyze or understand the poem in a general way. God has not only given all these qualities to the poet only. He has given these qualities to every human creature on the earth, children. In this way that we have to understand this poem, children. So, see here, the poet was very much grateful to the God because that I was given a heart that I may love. The God has gifted with a heart. The God has gifted the heart to every human being. If we have heart, children, that we can do many things, children. A kind heart, a sympathetic attitude, a good heart, it can love everything on the society and everything around us. Got it, my dear children? So, love is the only thing which wins everything on the world. If we have a kind heart, if we have a good heart, that good heart is more strong than all the things that what we have listed out in the poem, children. If we have good heart, it can do the work of all the organs, all our organs. It has to be used in a right way or in a good way. That is what very essential, my dear children. Have you understood? Have you understood the poem, children? I hope that you have understood this poem, children. It's a very extraordinary poem by Joseph T. Rinaldi. And keep in your mind, children, this poem is for memorization. I hope that you will memorize this poem and will present in tomorrow's class. And before that, let us see the rhyming words of this. The rhyming words used in the poem. Shall we? Can anybody say? Very good. See, me. Very good. There. Here, near. Very good. Somebody said, speak, seek. Nice. No, so. Then, do, you. Pray, day. Very nice. Above, love. Very nice. Got it? Yes. Yes, you do one thing, children. Make a list of these rhyming words and write it in your homework notebook. And before that, write the answers to all the 2 marks questions that I have given you. I will repeat again, children. I will repeat the questions again, children. This is your homework. Keep it in mind, children. Why is the poet grateful to his eyes and ears? This is my first question, children. The first question is, why is the poet grateful for his eyes and ears. Next, how do lips and mind help to the human being? Okay, and then what does the poet use his hand for? Good. And why does poet place the heart above all else above? See here. Why does the poet put heart all else above? ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಹಾರ್ಟೇ ದೊಡ್ಡದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ವೈ? ಯಾಕೆ? Yes, heart is, it is wider, it is above than all our organs. If you have heart, it can do the work of all the listed out organs. Am I right? Yes, that is why he put the heart above all the organs. Got it? Yes, I hope that you have understood the poem, my dear children. In tomorrow's class, let us see